Hey there, peeps out there in the world of the massive world out there, and may I get to reach a few of you. Um, Usually, I talk about the codes, the Mayan Dreamspell Codes, and well, today I just thought I'd just get on and test myself and just be present with what's authentic with me today. Um, I'm sitting here in a beautiful place looking out at Wollumben, which is the beautiful mountain in the Northern Rivers. I'm fully aware that today is a red overtone dragon day, which is, and my glasses might go a little bit funny because I stood on them the other day and they broke. So it's kind of cool. I need to put it in one ear. Yeah, red overtone dragon, which is the power of responding in the moment to whatever is present, and and it's in the cycle of the red earth, so it's all about learning to listen, learning the. Hold on, let me just see. I just got to check the guide because I think it's guided by one thing. Ah, it's guided by the moon. Guided by the red moon, which is to go with the flow of the responses in the moment. So may I be witness to that occurring through me and allow that witness to, and this is, one way that I work with the codes and why I love them so much is because it gives me, the moment I put those codes into my awareness, I see that that's what's occurring through me. So it's a bit like chicken and the egg. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Um, and it doesn't really matter because it just is. So I love that. It gives a focus. It gives a way to look at whatever's occurring as right, rather than looking at whatever's occurring as wrong. So as soon as I look at that, okay, it's about nurturing. It's about the mana, the power of what it is to listen. It gives me a teaching around synchronicity. So red earth cycle of 13 days is all about listening. It's all about listening for what was before red earth, the evolution, um, the history, to see what pattern was in order to see where it is now, in order to see where it's flowing to. And the power of that is the capacity to respond in the moment to the flow of energy. And when we cancel that, or when we don't respond to the flow of energy, it gets blocked. So that's pretty simple. But each day is an addition to that teaching. So yesterday was yellow self-existing sun, which works on the mental plane. Today works on the spiritual plane. So there's 4 planes. There's spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental, or sense plane. So we have to deprogram the word emotion. But the sense plane. But yesterday was the mental plane. It was the 4th day. The first day is spiritual, the second is physical, the next is sense or emotional, and the 4th is mental, and then it starts again. And so in a cycle of 13, you get those 4 planes 3 times, and then you come from spirit and return to spirit. So today's on the spiritual plane, the second round in this cycle of 13 days, Red Earth cycle, learning about listening for synchronicity, listening for the signs. I did a beautiful workshop with Mihirangi the other day, and it was all about learning about listening to the signs, the tohu in the Māori language, listening for the signs and the synchronicities. And, that was on the electric storm day, which is all which is activating the capacity to listen to the signs, guided by the night, guided by going into the collective emptiness, going into the into the emptiness, to listen. There we go, crooked eyes. I'll just turn around and get the glasses straight with my head, or maybe I should just go like that. Anyway, however it rolls. Yeah, and so yesterday was self-existing sun. So that's the definition of what it is to listen, is to have your mind in a state of light, to define synchronicity. And what was it guided by? So it was, I'm looking at the app, the 1320 Sync app on the iPhone. It's a really good app. You can press all the buttons and it takes you places. I'll try that again. So you can press on that app and it gives you the 13 tones, and it gives this person's perception of what is the self-existing. And we always just got to remember that whoever's perception we're looking at, it's their perception, and we can take what resonates and leave the rest. So the yellow sun yesterday, so then this person's revelation of what that is, and there'll be so what does he say about the sun? The sun, being the nearest star to Earth and central to our heliocosm, is the primal source of heat, light, and life, ever circling around this great ball of fire as we spiral through space. We get the sense that the sun is key in our evolution on this planet, its rays of light carrying galactic information in order to bring about enlightenment. Yeah. And that was a beautiful sentence I just read there. Yellow sun is a reminder that you are at every moment in the center of all that is. So it's your perception. The codes are just there to activate our own perception, not what somebody else has written, but what we receive, because that's our most primary authority, is what is experienced in this vehicle. More than what anyone else says or what you read. And there can be resonations, of course, but if we give as much attention to our inner world as we do to our outer world, that's where the magic of revelation, the magic of listening, the magic of, also going into that quiet space and to, enlightening the mind. Yesterday was self-existing sun. Let me just see it. Guided by the warrior. To quest ion, warrior, to question, to use our intelligence, to question the sovereign mind, to ask a question and allow the illumination of that quest ion, illumination that comes from a state of questioning the nature of fear. What would get in the way of following synchronicity? So yeah. Anyway, so we're in that red earth wave spell. And that was just a foray into that. And actually, when I came on, I didn't even think I'd talk about the codes. But there you go. Can't help myself. I love them. They inspire me every day. They give me direction every day. They allow me to see multitudinous synchronicities through decoding people. And so every person becomes a teaching. Even though I give readings and, and people give me exchange for my readings, I probably receive the most because each person becomes a teaching. So I have a little amount of information on each of the codes, and there's loads of codes that we look at. But mainly what I'm tuning into is that person, is their frequency. So their frequency is sharing messages with me that I can then relay back about who that being is and how they vibrate. And I've got those codes that give me the messages of, how to look, what to look for, and my heart space, feeling the heart of another being is really important. And yeah. And in my codes, I'm Blue Rhythmic Monkey in the World Bridges cycle, so I like to bridge worlds and I like to play with magic and codes and organize the physical reality for equality. It's really important to me through working with the codes, through playing with magic. And then my hidden gift is White Galactic Dog, which is in the Blue Night 13-day cycle, which is all about what's happening in the collective unconscious and the dreaming rather than what's on top. And in that way, Galactic works on the mental plane. It's the second round of mental plane, and it's all about the integrity. It's all about integrating, and it's dog, which is love. But you put love on the mental plane, and it's open and able to merge mind with others. So I can often see what people don't love about themselves. What are the programs that are running? What are the codes? What are the thought forms that are running? And reprogram those thought forms so that what they were judging in themselves become what they love about themselves. Because basically, that's how it is. That whatever it is that we're studying in ourselves that we may not like, we're just not looking at it from a particular place of honoring that, because somebody has said to us in some time in our life that you blah 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 blah, and it's some often something wrong, because that's the program of the disharmonic matrix, is to look at what's wrong with things rather than what's right with things. So it's basically a deprogramming into looking at what is right with us rather than what is wrong with us. And that's very empowering. So, yeah, integrating the love, basically, integrating compassion, integrating what it is to live the dream of abundance for all beings, which is our Earth Mother's beloved contract that we're all connected to. And so we're learning about not looking at all the lack, but looking at all the abundance. It's a big job. It's a big job, and we're all a part of it, and the sooner we all wake up to our particular part of the job, the quicker it evolves. So I'm going to be talking a lot more. I'm going to be sharing a lot more, just because it's time, and there's a lot going on the planet, and Gaza's like, it's shit. And we want people to feel love and compassion, and all those that are hurting other people because they've been hurt in some way or whatever, God knows what. We need to get to the roots of that, and we need to shift that and make the world feel more loved, make the people feel more loved so they can't hurt each other. Yeah, you know what I mean. So anyway, I'm going to be sharing a lot more. I'm going to make a commitment to sharing every day, 5 minutes at least. Okay, blessed be. Talk to you soon.